Up+Adam.
Tractor systems are offline.
We are Beyond FM.
Beyond FM.
The future of broadcasting is here.
Up+Adam with Adam Montiel. It's community content from Concentrate. It's Up+Adam with Adam Montiel.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Yes, some say life is just where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
Happy Monday and welcome. What a morning, huh? It is wet out there, coming down hard. Thank you for connecting with us. My name is Adam Montiel. Thanks for being Up+Adam. All right, today we got no interview today. It's just going to be you and I, but lots to get through. Including our Breaking Entering Christmas, which is open right now. We want you to nominate that family. And this is a family that, and it's been an impossible year for them. Maybe you know them through, a friend of your son or daughter, or maybe you know them from church or a baseball team or a dance class, and that family is hurting and you want to be able to do something about it. And this is the way that you can. Our Breaking and Entering Christmas, you can learn all about it. Go to adammontiel.com. We're in this initial stage, which we will be wrapping up soon. So nominate that family. Go to adammontiel.com. Thank my friends at Dimes Media. I'll be on Scott Taylor's Central Coast Spotlight tomorrow, live 5 p.m. or did I say 5:30? I think I said 5. Let me double check really quick. Let me get to my email because they know they offered me 5 and 5:30. And I told them one of them. All right, it's tomorrow at 5:30. So I'll be on live on K News 98.5. It's also, there's an AM station, but if you're not listening to AM anymore, 98.5 on your FM dial. And again, it is live, baby. Live radio. Miss it, love it. We'll always love it. And thanks to Scott Taylor and his show, Central Coast Spotlights, for spotlighting us and our Breaking and Entering Christmas. Now, we roll the curtains back on our Breaking and Entering Jingle Jam. That happened late last week. Give you the lowdown. We will be gathering. It is fish. It's completely official. We got it. The date, Thursday, December 11th. Libertine Brewing Company, downtown San Luis Obispo. That is going to be the venue. We're so excited. Thanks to Jon and his team for welcoming a whole slew, the Avengers, as we call them, of local musicians. Listen to this confirmed lineup. Even got one that I added on over the weekend. Damon Castillo Band, KB of IMVA, Dan Curcio, Moonshiner Collective, Josh Rosenblum, he slayed it last year, Jon Millsap, he'll be new this year, Michael Venia of Carbon City Lights, and just now confirmed the lovely vocals of Brianna Lee and Josh Barrett from B and the Hive. B and the Hive in the mix there. So I wonder, I got a couple asks out still. I don't want to say who they are because if they do end up saying no, I don't want them to look bad, but I got a couple really good, exciting asks floating out there. So we'll see what happens with those. Otherwise, we are already stacked for a beautiful night of music. Love to get maybe a couple more female voices in there, but we have some more asks out and I'm excited. And Brianna, she was there last year. Her voice is perfect. I might even have her sing the same song she did last year. The way she does Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, it's just like instant chills. All right, so that is the lowdown with the Breaking and Entering Jingle Jam. Again, Thursday, December 11th. We're trying to kind of parlay the crew coming out of Farmers Market, walk right down. In fact, I have something I'm brewing up. Wonder if I should even mention it. I think I kind of want to because I'm excited about it, but it's going to be a surprise. Do I say it? Let's just say some young performers will be ushering in the Breaking and Entering Jingle Jam, not only in a way that we've never done before, in a way that will surprise a lot of people, and it even has to do with Farmers Market. That's enough little teases and drops. Maybe I'll get comfortable to say the rest later on another episode, but I am super excited because it is going to usher in our Breaking and Entering Jingle Jam in the most wholesome, adorable, beautiful way. And it's only because of our friends at Opera Slow who we met during Arttober and their kids chorus. It's going to be really exceptional. I cannot wait to share what we're planning with them. for you and for our Breaking and Entering Jingle Jam. Tickets will go on sale. My friend Paul Irving from Big Big Slow and My 805 Ticks, he has been incredible in offering their services. So there is a platform for the Jingle Jam. There might be a couple little tweaks. I think it says now the show starts at 7. I think it's going to be 7:30. So I'm not going to put out that link and say the announcement is quite public yet, even if there are some pages. I don't know if it's on the net yet, but we'll see. Either way, we are just about dialed in, and these tickets will go on sale this week. Maybe even as early as tomorrow, Wednesday, who knows? But tickets for the Jingle Jam will go on sale this week, and they'll be very reasonably priced if you want to come out and even give you a little opportunity to give a little bit within that ticket platform. So many thanks to my friends at My 805 Ticks. Those tickets for the Jingle Jam will be available very, very soon. All right, got a couple headlines here. Wow. Scrutiny is blazing right now over how the most destructive fire in LA history really started and whether it should have been stopped days earlier. This is wild. We've seen little trickles of information like this, but more and more folks that were on the side of, say, Newsom, Karen Bass, the mayor of I've all started reporting on this like, hey, this is just the way it is now. Like there's no running around this. It all goes back to a much smaller blaze in the Santa Monica Mountains. State-controlled land, by the way, as I understand. Wink, wink, Gavin Newsom. This will literally be on his lap. It was called the Lockman Fire. Just 8 acres, early New Year's Day. That's when the Lockman Fire went down. Crews had it basically knocked down, but according to text messages uncovered by the LA Times, firefighters later told their boss it was a bad idea to leave this scene because the ground was still very much smoldering. Rocks, tree stumps, all still hot to the touch. They're like, well, I don't know, we shouldn't be getting out of here this early. They say they were ordered to roll up the hoses and go anyway. Officially, the LA Fire Department said the fire was, quote, dead out. 5 days later, in 100-mile-an-hour winds, the Palisades Fire exploded below that burn scar. Wasn't all out. Ripping through the Pacific Palisades, Malibu, Topanga, 12 people killed, more than 6,800 structures, many of them homes, gone. Here's where it gets ugly. That order to leave the Lockman Fire, it's not mentioned in the 70-page after-action report on the Palisades Fire. Of course, why would it be? That's got people asking who knew what, and more importantly, when. Mayor Karen Bass, who's already taken a ton of heat for flying to Africa for some PR stuff, just as forecasters were warning January's windstorm and a fire risk could turn dire, has now ordered an independent investigation, and her newly tapped fire chief, Jamie Moore, remember the last one, either quit or got fired because she pretty much called out the mayor, is publicly saying firefighters were not listened to and were not heard, and that he wants to get to the bottom of it. Former LA Council member Zev Yarsavlovsky, hope I said that right, is calling this LA's Pearl Harbor or even 9/11 moment for fire services, saying you need a totally independent panel, no ties to LAFD or even county fire to figure out what went right but what went wrong and why an entire region got ambushed by a windstorm with warning, the warning signs, and then you had dirt smoldering. So yes, firefighters still being called heroes for how they fought that inferno. But for a lot of people in the Palisades, Altadena, Malibu, the real question now is, was this just a freak act of nature? Doesn't look like it. Or a preventable disaster that started with a bad call and even cover your ass report. Looking more like that. So we'll keep you updated on that because that one is a developing story, no doubt. Let's turn it local now for a second. It's kind of a cool story. Top longboard surfers from all over North America were in Pismo Beach over the weekend, chasing something a lot bigger than bragging rights, actual spots on the 2026 World Surf League Longboard Tour. The city of Pismo Beach hosted the 2025 Surfing for Hope Longboard Classic. Ran Friday through Sunday, and even with that storm hammering the Central Coast this week, the skies parted just enough to throw a legit show. Sets were lining up. The pier turned into like a little mini stadium. It's pretty cool when they do competitions from up there. I've announced a couple. Surfing for Hope, they're a great organization. They didn't just have their name on the banner. They partnered on the event as part of their mission to support families in our SoCal community who are dealing with cancer. So while surfers are trying to punch their ticket to the WSL, they're also raising awareness and money for people fighting a much tougher battle on land. It's a great organization. I've hosted their event last year. Love the people that run it. Just a great group of folks. And Pismo's become like the unofficial Fenway Park of longboard comps since 2017. Past champs like Kai Salas, Jack Van Wagner, Natalia Wunderlich, Sophia Kulhane, our local standout Cole Robbins, and defending champ Malia Iligan. Robbins, who's from Santa Barbara, said this whole thing started as a way to showcase local talent and make sure women had their own longboard division. And it's grown into this major stop that shines a spotlight on California surfers, especially some right here from the 805. All backed by the city of Pismo and the World Surf League, world-class waves, world-class surfers, and a local cause that actually matters. Not a bad weekend under the pier, that is for sure. I got another local story that makes you feel really good too. Nipomo just put some permanent respect on one of the most famous photographs ever taken in America. And it happened right in our own backyard. Over the weekend, the community unveiled a bronze memorial honoring Florence Owens Thompson. She is the woman at the center of Dorothea Lange's iconic 1936 Migrant Mother photo, shot in Nipomo during the Great Depression. I actually saw that photo right in front of me. It was on display in a museum in France at the Jeu de Paume. Oh, it was just so cool to see. But they had a whole exhibit from that time. So just a bunch of pictures from Nipomo, and you're walking around this beautiful, museum in Paris looking at pictures of Nipomo, and one that is so, iconic as it doesn't even begin to describe. That image, it was with Florence and her kids, worry etched all over her face. It's become the symbol of struggle and survival from that era. Jim Corden, he's the president of the Dana Adobe Board of Directors, said it might be the most iconic photo of the 1930s, absolutely, because you can see the passion, the emotion, and the desperation of a whole generation in that one frame through that one woman's face. Local nonprofit Dana Adobe Nipomo Amigos raised the money through a GoFundMe to make the bronze tribute happen, and now Florence isn't just a face in a history book or on a wall in a museum in France or wherever it travels to. She's literally part of the landscape in the town where that moment was captured. From a dusty pea picker camp in 1936 to a bronze memorial in 2025, Nipomo just turned that photograph into a place you can actually stand, reflect, and remember what real hardship and what real resilience looks like. All right, let's take a look at your forecast. More rain on the way. Well, you can tell. You don't need me to tell you that. We got it through, definitely through today. Heavier stuff lining up right on top of the commute hours, as you notice. Think wet roads, ponding, and that one guy still driving 80 in the fast lane. So be careful out there. Don't go too close. Give yourself some extra time. Temperatures today, I swear to God, no one drives good in the rain here. I don't know if it's a California thing. No one drives good. I drive good in the rain. I know you do. You and I, we're good. We drive fine in the rain. Everyone else, complete craziness. Temperatures today run a little cooler than yesterday, so layer up, hoodie, jacket. It's that kind of Monday. After the main band moves through, we're going to transition to kind of some scattered showers into Tuesday. Not a total washout, but still kind of unsettled. The good news, models show a brief dry break around Wednesday. That's your window to do what you got to do. Maybe get your dog walk in, or they just hate, the dogs hate this. They just hate this. They won't go potty in this at all. It's like their paws are allergic to it. They touch down, they're like, no. Like Harvey literally touched down, and then put his paw back up and went backwards, like he was in reverse, So bottom line, soaked to start the week, a little pause midweek, then back to dodging showers by the end of the week. Keep that umbrella, that rain jacket, and those weather apps handy. We're in that kind of settle in, it's a pattern kind of stretch. So be ready for that. All right, there's your forecast. How about some Thanksgiving stories going on? If your group chat has been blowing up with everyone trying to make plans for Thanksgiving, here's what experts say about the best time to have dinner. Earlier the better. I feel like I've seen that more and more. People going early. According to an associate professor of nutritional medicine at Columbia University, having an earlier Thanksgiving dinner is better for a few reasons. For one, it's easier to adjust through the rest of the day if you overeat at an earlier meal. Plus, having a larger meal closer to bedtime, that could potentially cause all kinds of issues, reflux issues, hard going to sleep, staying asleep. As a general rule, you want to try and give yourself at least 3 hours between finishing your meal and going to bed. But moderation is also key. So what you eat and how much you eat is just as important as when you eat it. In other words, if you have a giant Thanksgiving meal with 3 servings of everything at 2 p.m., you're probably going to feel way more uncomfortable than eating just 1 serving of everything at, say, 6 p.m. at dinner time. One final tip from this article, don't skip breakfast. It might seem like a good idea. It might seem like the move to skip breakfast on Thanksgiving Day, but it can actually do more harm than good. When you try and, quote, save all your calories or your stomach for that matter, stomach space, I'm banking my stomach space, bro. No, it can actually cause issues with blood sugar levels, indigestion, because your stomach is still producing stomach acid. And you're more likely to overeat once you finally do decide to break the seal, you know? So some more Thanksgiving damage control. This next article is talking all about the do's and don'ts. Like, don't be that person on Thanksgiving Day. Number 1, showing up empty-handed. Don't walk in with just yourself and an appetite. Do bring a small, useful host gift, maybe a nice candle, good olive oil, cool spices, something that they'll actually use later. They don't have to use right now. Running out of wine. If you're hosting, don't underestimate how much people drink while they're waiting for a turkey that's, quote, almost ready. People will go through them wine bottles or whatever it is. So do overbuy a little. And if you're fancy, use a wine preserver so an open bottle doesn't go, to waste, a day or two later on. Number 3 on this list, bringing random food without asking. Don't show up with your famous dish nobody asked for that doesn't match the menu, but do check with the host first. If you're bringing food, use a decent dish or a glass container that can travel, it can reheat well. That's an easy one. Number 4, no real serving utensils. Don't make people dig into mashed potatoes with a teaspoon or their dinner fork. Do have a basic serving set, big spoons, slotted spoons, tongs, a ladle, cake server. It makes everything look and flow a lot easier, a lot better. Let's see how many more. I got 2 more on this list. Number 5, hovering in the kitchen. Don't stand in the way. Is there anything I can do? What can I do? What can I do? No, you're doing that every 30 seconds. You could stop doing that. Do pick one specific job, maybe top off drinks, clear plates, wipe spills, run the trash. Be helpful, but not like helicopter helpful. I found this one, number 5, to be the best one, because so many people try and get helicopter helpful, and you're just giving more things for the host to do if you're visiting somewhere, like delegating. No, just be helpful. I love this idea, topping off drinks. I'll go clear plates. Hey, I'll run the trash back and forth, Finally, this list, number 6, serving lukewarm food. Don't let sides go cold while you're panicking over the turkey. You got to use warming trays, buffet servers, even just use some dishes in a low oven. So everything is, keep it 200. I don't know, something, so it's not cooking, but it's just keeping warm. And throw something in the air fryer real quick. Bottom line, think ahead. Bring something, stay out of the way, unless you're truly being useful. And keep the vibes warm. I love it. So that is some great tips for Thanksgiving. Speaking of Thanksgiving, tomorrow on the show, we're going to talk to a guy who's been doing something in Paso that is just so remarkable. Thanksgiving dinner for a ton of people who otherwise wouldn't have it. Pretty much turning the park, I think we do this at Centennial Park in Paso, pretty much turning the park into a bona fide restaurant. Tables, servers, service, all of it. It's really cool. So we're going to be talking to both Jimmy Purdy, also David Kudaja. I don't know how to say his last name, but I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrect, sir. But we'll be talking to David K, until we learn how to say his name appropriately. I do hate saying names wrong because this is like somebody's name, and you just want to get it right. But he's got a weird spelling on that one. I do not get it. So we will talk to David, also Jimmy Purdy, tomorrow about the good work that they are doing Thanksgiving dinners to Centennial Park, even doing about 150 other ones for folks that are immobile that can't get out there. So this is that time of year where you want to look out for people that don't have, can't have, and can't get to where they're having it. You know what I mean? So before we wrap up, I know quick show today for a Monday. We'll enlighten you on some stories though and stuff. We will talk about breaking and entering towards the end. I do want to thank our friends at Life Elements for being Up and Adam. I do love them. And if you're thinking of shopping right now, no matter where you are, you're thinking of shopping, this is the way to go because their bath bombs, first of all, you get closer to the holiday, pretty much after Black Friday, they're going to sell out. And I was in there, Martha was like, so what I'm thinking about them doing for Black Friday. They're offering 20% off their bath bombs, which already are going to sell out. So this is your Black Friday deal before Black Friday is even happening. We're over a week away, a week and a half away from Black Friday. So go to lifeelements.com. Also, if you are not in SoCal, you are listening to this broadcast from anywhere in the country, the world even, Life Elements can ship it right to you. While you're at lifeelements.com, use the promo code Adam, bath bombs, all kinds of stuff. And I'm all about their essential oils, their plant-based bug spray, their CBD stick. It looks like a little thing of deodorant, but it's got like over 1,000 milligrams. They have different strength levels of CBD. You just, some sore tissue here, you rub it on there, boom, healed. Like this stuff works. It's like that one line from The Jerk. Oh, this shit really works. It does. It really works. Plus, they're great people. They are fantastic people. This is what happens when good people make great things. Use the promo code Adam while you're at lifeelements.com. Not only does it save you 15%, but it lets Kurt and Martha know that you are hearing this broadcast and that you are checking them out because you heard them on Up and Adam.
It's Up and Adam with Adam Montiel.
Coming up, we'll talk Christmas toys. There's some foul-mouthed AI toys that are already could be causing a huge issue this Christmas. Also, the top 5 classic toys that still make perfect gifts. This and more tomorrow. We'll also be talking to David Jimmy Purdy, like I mentioned. I hope you stay dry today. I want to thank my friends at Scarab Wine. This is a collab between my friends at Ultima Thule, who do some fantastic wines, and Desperata. She is incredible. Her wines, oh my God. Both these folks, they make great wines. They're in Tin City. They collab together because they're such close neighbors and good friends. And they have a sparkling brand called Scarab. And man, is this wine good. You love bubbles? You got to get your hands on some of these bubbles before the holidays. They did a little pop-up yesterday. I mean, both these winemakers are very much into their own brands. So they just wrapped up Harvest. So they did a little pop-up to get together, and it was fun. I saw like Don from Turtle Rock was there, Russell Herman Story. I saw Rachel Ponce, Chef Rachel was there with her husband Eric, who was a fantastic brewmaster. But it was a great little scene, a little industry scene. Just people who love bubbles and love the talent of these two winemakers, Valia and Cameron. So check out both their wines, Ultima Thule and Desperata. Fantastic wines in and of themselves. But their collab called Scarab, S-C-A-R-A-B. That's what a scarab was. I don't understand why they named the company that, but it's cool. It looks good on the label. But it's like the little beetles that like eat you when you're in your sarcophagi, whatever. It was available. I don't know, but it's cool. I mean, look, the bubbly inside, bomb, so good. Also, brand new episode of Where Wine Takes You, my podcast with Paso Wine, published at the end of last week. We have a great conversation talking about just the whole idea of like sip, stay, repeat. Paso, of course, wine, it's blown up with the wine. It's the best wine region on the planet Earth. There's just no doubt. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. But the places to stay there, really, really cool. We talked to Sandy O'Neill from Paso Robles Vacation Rentals in the Travel Paso Spotlight. But the main interview is with, it was cool. We met the folks from Summerwood, Mauricio, who is the winemaker, the inn manager, Angie, who was just lovely. She was so sweet, so nervous. but she did a great job. And then Margaret, who was the tasting room manager and the wine club manager, she was fantastic. And then we had a chance to hang out with Maggie Tillman. She was from the Trailer Pond, also Alta Kalina. So the five of us had a great conversation. It is a fun episode. Lots of laughing, lots of just, talking about all the different kinds of ways to experience Paso, where to stay. There's all kinds of talks about where to taste, but how about where to rest your head after that last pour? That's what we get into on the latest episode of Where Wine Takes You, my podcast with Paso Wine. You can listen to that wherever you listen to this. It's available wherever you podcast, and of course, PasoWine.com. More people asking me about when are you going to do another episode of The Pour? And we got some stuff going on. I got a couple things went down. Earlier in the year, I had an editor. We were pushing stuff out. It was great. Then I found out my editor was using AI to edit my stuff. Using an AI, and make it worse, he was using an AI program I already have to edit my stuff. So what am I paying you for? So I had to let him go. And it just kind of got me thinking dude, if you want this stuff done right, you got to do it yourself. So then I'm editing, and I had all these shows on an SD card that got misplaced. It's just a bunch of Meanwhile, Where Wine Takes You is, went from bi-weekly to weekly, and Up+Adam is still every day. So we have some episodes of The Pour that are just awesome. They're just insane awesome. And we have uncovered them. They are, yes, a few months old, but we're going to dust them off. We're going to put them on the feed. And so coming up in the new year, you're going to have a brand new regular feature with The Pour, and I'm very, very excited about it. Also going to be writing an article for Slow Life magazine. So yes, the wine content, no, it is not just Where Wine Takes You, although I love Where Wine Takes You, but still a lot more with the stuff I was doing under the Cork Dorks name when I was on terrestrial radio, now called The Pour. And then of course, some getting back into writing. My first article with Slow Life magazine will be happening, I think, early 26. So stoked. Okay. So a lot going on. Please check out AdamMontiel.com. Our Breaking Entering Christmas is going on right now. Do you know a family that has had an impossible year? You remember the family we had last year. Kids 8 and 10 lost mom in April, dad in October. Grandma's now a single mom, driving them up and down the grade twice to school in a car that hasn't passed smog in 4 years. So we want to find a family that just really needs the community to step up, because we're ready to do it. We're ready to do it. So if you know of that family, please nominate them. Tell us all about them. Go to AdamMontiel.com, click right off the homepage, Breaking and Entering Christmas. We want to know about that family. And we have a date now for our Breaking and Entering Jingle Jam. This will go towards this family and the love for this family and everything we do for this family with your help. Our Breaking and Entering Jingle Jam, we have incredible musicians ready to come out, volunteering their time to just sing some Christmas music. Let's get that holiday spirit in full gear. Damon Castillo Band, KB from IMVA, Dan Curcio of Moonshiner Collective, Josh Rosenblum, Jon Millsap, Michael Venia, Carbon City Lights, Brianna Lee, Josh Barrett from Be in the Hive. We still got more names that we're going to be confirming. So this is going to be absolutely exceptional. Our Jingle Jam 2025. Tickets will be on sale sometime this week. Not quite sure when. I'm just dialing everything in with my friends at My 805 Tix. Again, thank you for connecting. I would love for you to be a part of this and come and have a drink with us, buy some raffle stuff, just listen to some Christmas music if you want, if that's all you want to do. Or if you can't, maybe just share when we put out the date and stuff. So until then, speaking of Moonshiner Collective, I want to thank them for original music on the show called Start Again. Thank you for rating, reviewing, subscribing to this show, sharing it with a friend wherever you listen to it. It means an absolute ton. Thanks to Josh Clapper from Tamber Winery. You can taste their world-class wines in the village of Arroyo Grande. Check them out in the village. They're across from Rooster Creek with their world-class wine. So good. With that leading vocals, Pinot Noir, the sparkling Albarino. Check them out, TIMBRE, tamberwinery.com. And I thank them for the Tamber Lobro Studios. All right. Till tomorrow, stay dry, drive safe. Have a great beginning to your week and a fantastic Monday. Till tomorrow, I'm Adam Montiel. Thank you for being Up+Adam.
Some say life is where it begins, straight to the stars. Let's start again. We'll start again. Let's start